just a moment. Okay. We are on the record.
Good afternoon. We are here for the hearing noticed in the application of Rocky Mountain Power for approval of electric service agreement and operating reserves agreement between PacifiCorp and US Magnesium LLC. That's Commission Docket number 20-035-47. My name is Michael Hammer, and I am the Commission's designated presiding officer for this hearing. Let's go ahead and take appearances, please, beginning with Rocky Mountain Power.
This is Emily Wagoner on behalf of Rocky Mountain Power.
The Division of Public Utilities.
And good morning. This is Justin Jetter with the Utah Attorney General's Office, representing the Utah Division of Public Utilities.
Is there anyone from the Office of Consumer Services on the line? And then it looks like we probably have a representative from US Magnesium.
We do, Your Honor. This is Philip Russell on behalf of US Magnesium. We have one witness today, Mr. Roger Swenson.
Welcome. All right, before we begin with testimony, we have the matter of a pending petition to intervene of US Magnesium on which the Commission has not yet had an opportunity to rule. Is there any objection of the Commission go ahead and granting that right now so we can allow the US Magnesium to participate in the hearing?
There's no objection from the division.
No objection from the company.
Then the petition to intervene is granted. Let's go ahead and start with Rocky Mountain Power's witnesses. Ms. Wagoner, do you have a witness?
Yes, the company calls Kyle Moore.
Mr. Moore, do you swear to tell the truth? Mr. Moore, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moore. Can you please state your name and spell your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Kyle Moore, Kylemoore.
What's your position with the company?
I'm an originator / power marketer with the company.
Did you prepare and submit testimony in this matter?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any corrections to your testimony?
No.
If I asked you the same questions today as are in your pre-filed testimony, would your answers be the same?
Yes, they would.
I move to admit the testimony of Kyle Moore.
It's admitted.
And Mr. Moore, can you please provide a summary of your testimony?
Yes. Rocky Mountain Power requests approval of a one-year extension amendment to the electric service agreement and operating reserves agreement with US Magnesium LLC. The company is currently providing electric service to US Magnesium pursuant to an electric service agreement approved by the Commission in docket number 17-035-71 on April 19, 2018. The existing agreement expired December 31st, 2020. The company and US Magnesium agreed to a one-year extension of the current electric service agreement and accompanying operating reserve agreement to expire December 31st, 2021. The one-year extension of the agreement keeps in place the existing rates to US Magnesium for electric service, which are in line with the current cost of service as demonstrated in the company's cost of service filing in the recent general rate case in docket number 20-035-04. Additionally, as contemplated in the current agreement, US Magnesium's rates will adjust uniformly by the average percent change for the total Utah retail customers concurrently with any commission-approved rate change in any general rate case for Utah retail tariff customers. The extension of the agreement keeps in place the current day-ahead curtailment structure in the existing agreement. Additionally, the one-year extension of the operating reserve agreement adjusts the language such that PacifiCorp will receive additional operating reserve, which will be held on US Magnesium's owned generation without an increase in cost for the total reserve product. Finally, the operating reserve's billing credit shall remain the same as in the existing agreement. The extension agreement also maintains the terms of the existing agreement that were recommended for inclusion by the DPU and OCS in the proceeding approving the existing agreement and were referenced in the Commission's order in the aforementioned docket. Number 1, US Magnesium shall pay a surcharge to fund PacifiCorp's low-income residential lifeline program in the amount applicable to Schedule 9 customer. And number 2, US Magnesium will provide the DPU and OCS with an annual report of its demand-side management activities, including a description of each energy efficiency project and the associated energy savings. The DPU filed comments on January 26, 2021, in which it recommended the Commission approve the agreement and its extension through December 31st, 2021. The parties want no time to lapse between the expiration of the existing agreement on December 31st, 2020 and the effective date of the extension of the agreement. Therefore, the parties request that the Commission approve the extension agreement beginning January 1, 2021, as just, reasonable, and in the public interest. That concludes my summary.
Thank you. I have nothing further for this witness, and he is now available for cross-examination and questions from the hearing officer.
Mr. Jenner?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Mr. Russell?
No questions. Thank you.
And I have none. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Do you have any other witnesses, Ms. Wegner?
No.
Okay, we'll move to Mr. Jetter then.
Thank you. The division would like to call and have sworn in Jeff Einfeld.
Mr. Einfeld, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Mr. Einfeld, would you please state your name and occupation for the record?
My name is Jeffrey S. Einfeld. I'm a utility technical consultant with the Division of Public Utilities. I work at, my address is 160 East, 300 South, 4th floor, 84114.
Thank you. And in the course of your employment with the division, have you had the opportunity to review the application materials in this docket filed by Rocky Mountain Power?
Yes, I have.
And with knowledge of those application materials, did you create and cause to be filed with the Commission comments from the Division of Public Utilities dated January 26th, 2021?
Yes.
Do you have any corrections or changes you'd like to make to those comments?
No, I don't.
I'd like to move at this time to enter into the record the comments of Jeff Einfeld for the division.
They're admitted.
Thank you. And Mr. Einfeld, have you prepared a brief summary of your testimony?
Yes, I have.
Please go ahead.
The division reviewed Rocky Mountain Power's filing in this docket, met with RMP personnel, and reviewed the underlying documentation and curtailment history related to this ESA and the operating reserves agreement. The division compared the proposed agreements with the current ESA between Rocky Mountain Power and US Mag and found no material changes between the two agreements. The division recommends the Commission approve the proposed ESA and operating reserve agreement as just, reasonable, and in the public interest. This concludes my comments today.
Thank you. And I have no further questions for Mr. Einfeld. He is available for Commission hearing officer questions or cross from the other parties.
Ms. Wegner, any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Mr. Russell?
No questions for Mr. Einfeld. Thank you.
And I have none. Thank you, Mr. Einfeld. Any other witnesses, Mr. Jetter?
And nothing further from the division. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Russell?
Yes, US Magnesium would like to call Roger Swenson to be sworn.
Mr. Swenson, do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Swenson, could you spell your name for the record, please?
My name is Roger, R-O-G-E-R, Swenson, S-W-E-N-S-O-N.
And could you state your occupation?
I am an energy consultant with a company named E-QUANT Consulting, LLC.
And what is your affiliation with US Magnesium?
I am an energy consultant for US Magnesium.
Thank you. Did you file or cause to be filed reply comments in this docket on February 2, 2021?
Yes, I did.
And do you adopt those reply comments as your testimony in this proceeding?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. At this point, I'll move for the admission of Mr. Swenson's reply comments.
They're admitted. Thank you.
Mr. Swenson, those comments were brief, but have you prepared a summary of the comments for the hearing today?
Yes, I've prepared just a brief summary.
Please proceed. Thank you.
U.S. Magnesium's reply comments responded to some statements by the Division of Public Utilities and are intended to provide some historical context for the relationship between U.S. Magnesium and Rocky Mountain Power and the cost to serve U.S. Magnesium's electric load. U.S. Magnesium's predecessor located to Utah in large part because this commission ordered Utah Power and Light to enter into a power supply agreement to provide power on an interim. The process involved in making magnesium is energy intensive and economically unsustainable if U.S. Magnesium were required to operate at firm cost of service rates. From the start, the magnesium production facility has been designed to withstand interruption and some reasonable loss of production. All of these circumstances have been considered when setting U.S. Magnesium's electric rates. As recent data shows, U.S. Magnesium pays very close to or somewhat higher than its established cost of service. We appreciate the division's recommendation that this commission approve the energy agreements at issue in this docket, and we, of course, agree that the commission should approve it and request that it do so. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Swenson is now available for questions from the commission or from other parties.
Ms. Wagner,
No questions from the company. Thank you.
Mr. Jetter,
And no questions from the division.
and I have none. Thank you, Mr. Swenson. Is there anything else from any party before we adjourn? Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank
We're
you.
adjourned.
Thank you.